Welcome everybody to the 108th episode of Can Mayonnaise Kill a Jedi? I am your main host, the Artificial Dragon.
I'm your co-host and bartender, Darth Salim.
And welcome to our 5K special, everybody. Well, correction, 5.5K special at the time of his recording, everybody.
Okay, noise warning. Who are you people?
Who are you
what
people?
The fuck? How the hell did this happen?
We're gaining a lot of traction, it seems, Hannah.
Oh my god.
And we could only climb further and further from here.
Holy shit.
While my co-host is being flabbergasted over there, yes, this is our 108th episode of a podcast. We do have a very special topic for this episode, but before we get into it, I'm going to do a couple obligatory self-promotions.
We gotta do the shit we do before we do every episode.
Yeah, a tradition on this podcast. But anyway, if you guys love our content, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/canmail. Once again, that's patreon.com/canmail. You could contribute to any amount, the lowest being $2 and the highest being $10. The Discord is open to the public. Anybody could join. If you want to talk about general Star Wars lore, share memes, or just bitch about your day with me and my co-host, you could do that. We've been getting a lot of new members recently, and we could only have the community grow bigger and bigger from here. So come on in and chillax with us.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun, but then there's me on the other hand, it's like, oh my god, too many people, bye!
You just step away and then you come back. What the fuck happened while I was away? There is always going to be chaos in our server, so jump on in and join in the fun.
As we like to say, welcome to hell!
Welcome to hell, and welcome to the community. But anyway, so just to remind everybody, we do have a merch store at fourthwall.com. We put in a new t-shirt, which costs $33. I want to give myself a t-shirt for some representation, and I appreciate you guys also buying t-shirts for some representation, not only to spread the word of our podcast, but to also contribute to our little budget so we could pay for all the art, thumbnails, Patreon pieces, and additional goodie things for our Hunt for the Interact campaign. Every little amount helps, so thank you.
Absolutely.
Indeed. We don't have any new Patreon art pieces, aside from Nira, as per usual, but...
Queen!
The Queen Mando babe. But, Hannah, it is finally completed.
What?
Something has been in the works for our Hunt for the Interact campaign for a good while, and yes, it is finally completed. I'll probably post it in the episode here, but there is the full poster of the Hunt for the Interact campaign.
Oh, dude!
This is the first time Hannah has seen the completed piece.
Dude, that's so cool!
It is so cool. I love the little details with all the characters.
Of course, Nira has to be fucking falling out of her shirt, but I still like it. That's awesome!
Yeah, it is so awesome. This will be an exclusive poster for all of our players. I'm going to ship them out individually. But if you guys are interested in getting your own exclusive poster, maybe I will post it on the Patreon, or maybe put it in an item for our fourthwall.com store. It'll be a little bit of a limited edition because this is meant for me and my players, but if you want a piece of that pie, feel free to leave a comment below or contribute to the Patreon. Every little amount helps, so thank you.
Not only does every little amount help, everything you guys contribute goes to shit like this.
Exactly.
This is amazing.
It is amazing. I got nearly every member of the Hunt for the Interact campaign contributed to the budget of that art piece. So thank you, Josh Travis, and thank you, Mboss, for contributing to this masterpiece of a poster.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss, indeed.
Thank you to not only the financial supporters, but to the artists. Because I know that this was a lot of fucking work.
Yeah, it's a little bit delayed, and they had to go through a bunch of personal matters, but they managed to complete it just this morning.
amazing.
It is amazing.
Amazing.
And speaking of fan stuff, we got some fan mail that came in a couple of days ago.
We finally got our first piece of fan mail.
Indeed. I believe Josh Travis was the one who got it. Hannah, I do believe the box is underneath the coffee table. If you could reach it up for me.
1 second. Ow.
Careful.
It comes in its own case. That's so cool.
That is for you, actually.
What?
Go ahead and open it. That reaction is priceless. Turn it around, open it up.
No way.
What is it, Hannah?
Oh my god. It's Dooku's saber. Oh
Yes.
my god.
Yes, it is Dooku's saber.
The weight to it. Oh my.
It doesn't come with a blade, unfortunately, but that is the hilt of Dooku's lightsaber.
I don't care if it has a blade or not. It's beautiful.
It is so cool, isn't it?
Oh my god. Josh, you asshole.
It's kind of funny because he was dropping numerous hints, and you were like, I want Dooku's lightsaber. I'm like, okay.
He told me he was going to get, like, the Jada saber.
Yeah.
But that was, like, he said it was going to be for him because I thought it was going to be for him. I was like,
That's going to be for you, actually.
Dooku's saber's fucking cool, dude. Look at this.
Yeah, it is very cool.
Oh, and now I wish I could actually find a place to put this.
Well, at least you got that carrying case right there.
Yes, I do. Mwah. Thank you, Josh.
It is a thing of beauty, I must say, Hannah.
Yes.
And yes, Josh did send me that other lightsaber of his. That's kind of a hand-me-down. I did take a look at it. I'll probably bring it out for you to look at later, but it is awesome.
Your reaction.
Yeah. I already knew what it looked like. I already opened it up, unfortunately, but that was the reaction Josh wanted me to record.
Oh. That has made my year.
I'm sure it
Especially
is.
since this year started off so shitty.
Yeah,
We have great fans.
we do
We
have
have
great
amazing
fans.
Thank you, Josh.
Yes, thank you, Josh Travis, and you're going to see my face for the very first time up close. Thank you for both the lightsabers, the lightsaber that you got for me, and Dooku's lightsaber for Hannah. Once again, thank you, and Hannah.
Thank you.
But going forward from that little reaction from Hannah, I am debating if we should open up a P.O. box for people to mail us some letters or even fan mail.
That would be awesome, but I think we're still too new to that.
We probably are too new to that. I'm just going to leave it into the ether and let people decide if they would want to send us fan mail. It is in the back of my mind right now, but if anybody is interested to send us...
Give us feedback on it.
Give us feedback, send us presents, whatevs. That would be greatly appreciated. Make sure to leave a comment below. My brain is a little bit foggy after that. Oh, yeah. Gonna do the shout out to all of our highest
shout
tier.
out our members.
Yeah. All of our loyal highest tier consulars. Let's see. There you are. We have Alan Lee, Alan Martinez, Balin Ford, Y Wolves, Bob the Nerd, Darth Vapor, Dr. Embos, Gobs, Heretical Hatter, Josh Travis, Lee Fott, Mandua Lessons, Milo, Strawberry Possum, Vigray Jedi Raven, Trainboy 17, Tristan H, and Ultrasound 7. Thank you everybody so much for contributing to the highest tier for the consular and for supporting this podcast for the past 4 years. And I hope you are looking forward to more content and shenanigans like this.
Also, we got Mandoa lessons in our following circle now. It's like, what the fuck? Why are we being followed by so many minor celebrities now?
Now, on the bright side, Hannah, I no longer have an excuse to mispronounce Mandoan words.
Fair.
So at least I'll have a private lesson with the man himself.
But like, as soon as I saw him pop up in the Discord chat as a new member, I was like, holy fucking shit! What?
You know, I was having a nice little conversation with him, and he was like, yeah, I think you're pretty cool. By the way, Boba Fett in that thumbnail, I had to leave a comment, and I was like, that's not Boba Fett, but thank you. So thank you once again, Mr. Mandua Lessons. I will make sure to become much more proficient in my Mandua now.
You have a personal tutor now. Don't
Indeed,
fuck up.
I will not fuck up. Yes, as the DM, I have so much weight on my shoulders right now. Oh boy. Anyway.
All right, now I think it is time for us to finally get into the meat of the episode.
Oh yeah, did you want to shout out Celine's Cantina first?
Oh, right, of course.
Yeah.
I got so caught up with the euphoria of being gifted a fucking lightsaber.
It is
hilt.
so awesome.
Support Celine's Cantina. I'm slowly getting the ball rolling again. I have the Mamas and the Papas and the OG's character list posted. Eventually, I will get to the siblings, the kiddos, and then finally the unrelated folks. It's just,
It's a very slow process, I understand.
Yeah, it is a slow process.
Yeah.
And, just send in asks. Asks are always appreciated. Even if I don't get to them right away, they will still sit in the inbox, and they're there until I get to them.
Yeah. And quick shout out to the Hunt for the Interact campaign. I know I already did the entire poster, but we do have our 9th session coming in on March...
The 12th?
March 20th, actually.
20th.
Is it the 20th? Yeah, it's the 20th.
It was the 20th.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a little bit of a doozy, and we'll probably have Heretical Hatter coming back as Telis Chari. Always a good show when he's around.
Hatter's gonna pull another all-nighter.
But yes, with that aside, Hannah, who are we talking about tonight?
Personally, I'd call him a himbo.
No, that's a very fair way to describe the man, yeah.
The roguish himbo, Han Solo himself.
Han Solo, the Corellian smuggler and the OG anti-hero of the Star Wars franchise.
Quote-unquote anti-hero.
Well, quote-unquote anti-hero. He's basically the OG, like, smuggler
I
archetype.
understand what you mean.
Yeah. He's the OG smuggler type. I mean, like, what you see with Sator, with the entire smuggler class, they're basically a copy and paste Han Solo.
No shit.
Yeah. Any smuggler characters that we ever explore in the Star Wars universe, legends or canon, they trace their origins right back to the OG, who is Han Solo.
Han Solo's a badass, to be fair.
Yeah, he is a huge badass, despite not having force abilities, which does say a lot for a universe full with space magic voodoo bullshit.
Hey, he married into a family of wizards and made it out alive.
That is very true. But aside from that, what do you think of a good man himself, Hannah?
I like him as a character.
Mm-hmm.
He's smug. And I could just... You can see the chemistry they had between Carrie and
Mark Hamill, yeah.
No,
Oh,
Carrie
yeah.
and Harrison.
Yeah, that's true.
On
Yeah.
screen. It's like, yeah, you can see the chemistry. They showed that they had the chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
But I've also heard some bad stories like Harrison Ford is an asshole offset. So
that is putting it mildly, Hannah, as we'll get into in a little bit. But yeah, Han Solo, he's not one of my most favorite characters, truth be told, but he is still pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's one of the originals, so if we ever have other characters...
He's part of the OG trio.
Yeah, he is part of the OG trio, so I have respect where respect is due when it comes to that. He's not one of the worst characters out there. He's definitely in like the top 20 favorite characters for me. But yeah, Han Solo some might see him as kind of a one-dimensional character from a certain point of view, but I think that's missing the context of how important Han Solo is to the entirety of the Star Wars franchise.
Exactly.
But as we'll get into, actually, I would start off with a nice little quote, but unfortunately, Han Solo doesn't have a lot of good quotes, aside from a "never tell me the odds."
Well, and isn't it That's No Moon?
That's no Moon. No, that's Ben Kenobi saying that. It's okay.
I'm a bad Star Wars fan. I misquoted.
But I do have one interesting quote that kind of paints Han Solo into this smart-ass character.
Perfect for you, huh?
Exactly. It's going to be a long one, so bear with me. So, for context, this is during the Yuzheng Vong War, and he's talking to an Imperial commander and blah, blah, blah. That's not what the Empire would have done, Commander. What the Empire would have done was build a super colossal Yuzheng Vong killing battle machine. They would have called it the Nova Colossus, or the Galaxy Destructor, or the Nostril of Palpatine, or something equally grandiose. They would have spent billions of credits, employed thousands of contractors and subcontractors, and equipped it with the latest in dev-dealing technology. And you know what would have happened?
What?
It wouldn't have worked. They'd forget to bolt down a metal plate over an access hatch leading to the main reactors, or some other mistake, and a hotshot enemy pilot would drop a bomb down there and blow the whole thing up. Now that's what the Empire would have done.
Yeah.
I just like the little, I suppose, fourth wall break with how both of the Death Stars were blown up in the OG trilogy and all that, implying that logic with the Yuzheng Vong, which I think is hilarious.
That is very funny.
Yeah. It's okay. Han Solo is kind of a mixed bag for me. Like, he's interesting, but it's okay. I respect the man. But I think it's a lot more interesting with the origin of how the character Han Solo was made. Because if you remember in our Luke Skywalker episode, George Lucas himself kind of considered himself to be more of a Han Solo, you know, that maverick, lovable rogue who gets all the ladies, that sort of thing. But as he grows older, he feels like he's more of a Luke Skywalker, that humble, down-to-earth kind of dude.
Yeah, understandable.
And I think that's, I guess it's the same mentality of how we see badass characters, and then we grow up and we think to ourselves and like, okay, he's a little bit understandable, but I would aspire to be Luke Skywalker instead.
Fair. I mean, he's a little bean.
He is a little bean, but Han Solo, he's much more of the gun-ho, mercenary type.
Well, no shit. Referring back to courtship, this man wanted to throw a fucking thermal detonator and not only throw, but detonate a thermal detonator when he was within vicinity of Gazarian.
Yeah. That is one thing I do love.
He was going to off himself.
That is very true, and that's another thing I do appreciate about that novel is, I think I remember talking about this in our 3-hour-long episode on courtship. That if we got out of the context that Han Solo would still be alive, I would have thought to myself, wow, he's actually going to sacrifice himself. What a guy. But of course we know he wasn't going to die after that.
Yeah, at the time though, that would have been a very interesting plot hook.
It would have been.
But unfortunately, Heir to the Empire already existed.
Exactly. And I think it's kind of ironic because Harrison Ford, as we all know, unlike Mark Hamill or Carrie Fisher, who embraced their roles, Harrison Ford did not like playing as Han Solo. He tried arguing with George Lucas to kill him off.
Well, he fucking got his wish.
He got his wish like 20 or 30 years later.
But they can't do that to Indiana Jones. Let the man die.
But let's go ahead and get more into the behind-the-scenes stuff before we get into the actual character, because as a film nerd, those are always the most fascinating parts for me. Han Solo was one of the characters created in the 132-page rough draft of Star Wars, completed in May of 1974.
Good Good God.
Yeah. At first, Han Solo was first called an Aurelian and is described as a huge green-skinned monster with no nose and large gills.
What the fuck?
So he was meant to be an alien character at first.
Oh, concept gets weird when you go back to how it started.
Exactly. But of course, as with a lot of film scripts, George Lucas refined the script a little bit more, and Han Solo went through several more changes, evolving from a burly, bearded, flamboyantly dressed pirate to a nefarious alien.
That's just great-o.
That is very true now that I think about it. And to the more tough James Dean style star pilot who's about 25 years old. So pretty much the modern Han Solo that we know as today.
Shit, now that you said that, he is kind of Star Wars James Dean.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
That same, like, style. That's cool.
A cowboy in a starship, simple, sentimental, and cocksure of himself. Lucas changed Solo into a human so that he could develop more of a relationship between the film's three main characters. When developing the character of Solo, Lucas defined him as the selfish and smart-ass character to Luke's selfish and callow youth, and each character had a clear section of turf to explore. When casting the role of Solo, Lucas sought actors who had individual screen presence as well as chemistry with each other, clearly wanting an actor who was older and possessed a cynical edge to the more younger Luke Skywalker.
Gee, Harrison Ford fits that to a fucking T.
Yeah, and this is another fun fact about Lucas. He had a habit of looking for new and unknown actors to play in these major roles, and originally, he forbid Harrison Ford from auditioning at first.
Dick!
Because he worked with Harrison Ford in one of his previous films called American Graffiti, which was made back in 1973, and Harrison Ford played a fairly minor role in the film, which turned out to be his breakout role, because back in the day, Harrison Ford was a struggling actor, but on the side, he worked as a carpenter. Though behind the scenes of American Graffiti, Harrison was nearly fired from the production because he, along with most of the cast, would get drunk most nights and would conduct a lot of climbing competitions to the top of a local Holiday Inn sign. And one of the actors, we don't know who, actually set fire to George Lucas's room at the hotel.
What the fuck? The 70s was a different time.
It was a different time. And even though Harrison Ford was very talented, George Lucas kind of looked at him with disdain, like, you are clearly a troublemaker. I don't want anything to do with you.
Hey, that's... Some people call that method acting.
Method acting when it results in damage to public property. But anyway, so... Of course, during the auditions, like, there were numerous other actors, but coincidentally, Harrison Ford was actually working his carpenter job during the auditions.
Okay.
So he kind of had a hand in creating the set of Star Wars, if you really think about it.
That's cool.
It is pretty cool. But during these auditions, Harrison Ford would kind of help out with, delivering lines for the auditions of Han Solo. Fun fact, here are the other actors that were auditioning for Han Solo. Most of these you might recognize. Kurt Russell.
What?
Yes.
Holy shit, okay.
Nick Nolte. Christopher Walken.
Oh my god, imagine the way Christopher Walken talks as Han Solo.
And Perry King.
Who?
Yeah, it's a name you would not recognize, but I know you recognize those two previous actors.
Well, of course, Kurt Russell in his younger days was hot as fuck. So
Yeah.
was Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
But Walken as Han Solo?
Yeah, that was one of the actors that was auditioning for Han Solo.
No.
That would have been an
That would
interesting
have been
cast
so
choice.
weird.
It would have been, but
Because
imagine the what ifs.
I know, because we all know how Christopher Walken does his line delivery.
Yep.
That threw me for a loop.
Anyway, so Harrison Ford kind of helped with the line deliveries and all that, and because of that, Lucas became impressed by Harrison, who gave a mixture of mercenary swagger and world awareness. And finally, Harrison Ford was able to convince Lucas to let him play the part. Lucas, I imagine Lucas was kind of like rolling his eyes like, fine, you get the part, Harrison, but don't set my room on fire again.
Probably thinks, oh god, my trailer's gonna get set on fire.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it was also kind of a blessing in disguise because aside from Harrison Ford hating playing as Han Solo, he was one of the most vocal critics of George Lucas's writing, especially with the dialogue.
Well,
he's not wrong.
At least Mark handled it very tactfully.
Yeah.
He was very nice about it, but still, it's like, George, what the fuck is this writing?
Like, there was this one certain line. I was listening to a lot of interviews for this episode, and this was mostly told from Mark Hamill's point of view because Harrison Ford could give less of a rat's ass about Star Wars.
He seriously does not give a single fuck.
No, he does not.
Even before the sequels came out.
Yeah.
He did not give a fuck.
No, he did not. On the bright side, though, in more recent Star Wars celebrations, he actually became more of a guest star. I imagine, only because he's allowed to trash talk Star Wars a little bit, which I think is funny.
I don't blame him.
But okay, kind of going off tangent a little bit, but there was this one moment where they pulled out the Lego Millennium Falcon and gave it to Harrison Ford, and he just threw it over his head. Yeah, every Lego fan's heart just sank.
I'm not even a Lego fan, and I know how long that takes to fucking build. My heart sank.
That is how much of a Harrison Ford does not give a flying fuck about Star Wars.
What an asshole!
But anyway, so there was this one story that Mark Hamill talked about. So there was this one line that Harrison Ford had trouble with, which is, and it's not going to be too difficult of a line, but just to give you a idea.
Mostly it's the way it's written.
Mm-hmm. It'll take a few minutes for the Navi computer to calculate the coordinates.
Yeah, I can see why.
It took him a total of 15 takes to land that line correctly.
Imagine how much film that must have wasted.
Mm-hmm. Now, granted, it's not that bad of a line, but granted, you could probably shorten it to, it'll take a few minutes to calculate the coordinates. Just take out the Navi computer altogether. But you can see how that would be difficult for Harrison Ford. But there was another point in another interview with Mark Hamill where he recounted Harrison, who played the space pirate, because this was after the first movie, before the second movie came in. He joked to George Lucas that he wanted to tie him up and have him read his own lines at gunpoint. And Harrison Ford made this famous quote to George. George, you could type this shit, but you can't say it. Move your mouth while you're typing it.
I mean, fair.
It is very...
As a writer myself and having had written lines for a voice actor, it's like, oh, I feel bad, but I know this line reads shit. I need to edit that.
Yeah, exactly. George Lucas was pretty infamous for that. And you could tell by the difference between the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy.
Oh, yeah. But it's like, okay, in the perspective of looking at Stephen King, the man is a good writer.
He is.
He's not a good filmmaker.
No, he is not.
If you look at fucking Maximum Overdrive and the Shining miniseries, they're not good.
No.
Because they were made by an author.
That is very true. And yeah.
Lucas is a better author than a filmmaker.
Not wrong. Technically not wrong.
And he's definitely a better author than a fucking line coach.
That is very true. That is dialogue.
Dialogue coach.
George Lucas's greatest enemy isn't Disney. It's dialogue. But no, like I was saying multiple times before, unlike a majority of the original cast, it wasn't a secret that Harrison Ford did not like playing as Han Solo, and was very hesitant in signing contracts for playing him in sequels of the first Star Wars movie. Because, number one, he considered Han Solo to be one-dimensional. He never had a mom or a dad. He never had any relatives. He didn't really have a future.
I want to bring up the Solo movie, but we're probably going to mention that later.
Yeah, I know, but this is what Harrison Ford said.
Understandable. I mean, like, he's a guy. He's just a guy.
Yeah, he is just a guy.
He's just a dude.
Like, he thought it would be a little bit more interesting if Han Solo sacrificed himself to save Luke and Leia and give the story some more resonance, if that makes any sense.
The man was literally like, fucking kill me off, please.
Yeah, exactly. Though Harrison Ford did admit that Han Solo is an inherently relatable character to the audience because of his separation from the overarching mythos of the Star Wars universe.
Well, of course. The same man who infamously said, even if it is in the sequels, that's not how the Force works!
Yeah, exactly. But because he also sees Han Solo as very eloquently a chess piece to be moved around and discarded.
True, but if you think about that from the character's point of view, he would say, fuck you, no I'm not.
Yeah. But this is also kind of a very creative way of kind of killing off Han Solo, but not at the same time. Like, Harrison Ford was trying to get George Lucas to kill him off in Empire Strikes Back, but George Lucas was like, I'll consider it, but I'm going to put you in carbonite for the time being. I'm going to put you on ice.
It's that meme from Meet the Medic.
Yeah.
Kill me. Later.
But... oh, man. Poor Harrison Ford, I swear.
Fuck. This man was so adamant about his character being killed.
Yeah. But an interesting piece of other behind-the-scenes stuff. That one scene where Leia said, I love you to Han Solo, and he replied, I know. That wasn't the original take of the script. Han Solo was supposed to say, I love you back. But both Harrison Ford...
He's too fucking cocky to do that.
Exactly. And Harrison Ford and the fucking director both agree that is not what Han Solo would have said. And the director basically said to Han Solo, say...
ad-lib it.
Ad-lib it. Say whatever comes to mind. And that's what we got.
It works.
It does work for considering Han Solo's character. But aside from that, there are a couple of interesting things. Like, did you know in the original draft of Revenge of the Sith, we were supposed to see a young Han Solo on Kashyyyk?
Oh.
Yeah. I'll send you a piece of concept art. Of course, he didn't appear in the final film, but that's just a nice little what if to think about.
Unfortunately, you can only fit so much into a movie.
Exactly.
Aw, dirty little kid.
He's a dirty little kid who was living with the Wookiees on Kashyyyk.
Interesting twist from how he ended up as a Corellian.
Yeah. However, the concept of a young Solo was recycled for the following Clone Wars TV show, which came in the form of Jabo Hood, if you remember that character.
Holy shit!
Yep. He was originally the concept of a young Han Solo.
Okay, mega gloop shitto moment here. Jabo only shows up in the Aigo arc.
Uh-huh, yep.
And never fucking mentioned again.
No.
Just like Aigo, ironically.
Nope.
We have purposefully... We gave him a better purpose in the Star Wars alternate universe.
Yeah, he's one of the leaders of one of the organizations over there, the Scattered.
Yes, he helps lead the Scattered on Aigo.
Yeah. Once again,
Had to add
going
that in.
around full circle back to Aigo in this podcast, Hannah.
I know, right? We love Aigo here.
We do. But interestingly, George Lucas, among the other things, like don't go into the origin of Yoda, George Lucas forbid young Han Solo from making an appearance in TCW.
That's dumb.
Well, it's George Lucas's say, so bleh. The same man who renamed Korriban to Moraband.
That's why I say to that.
Okay, I will say this, Hannah. We will mostly be talking about Legends Han Solo, but this certain behind the scenes thing is going into the sequels because I think it's a little bit interesting for the behind the scenes stuff.
Okay.
So, of course, we know Han Solo dies in Force Awakens.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. It's kind of hilarious because in an interview with J.J. Abrams, the director of the film, somebody asked him if Harrison Ford was sad that they killed off Han Solo, and he said, "No, he was fine."
I remember that. I remember that. He was just like, I think he was talking to Jimmy Kimmel on a late night show, and he was like, "Are you sad Han Solo's dead?" Fuck no, I got paid. Or no, it was, did you get emotional when you put on the costume? He's like, no, I got paid.
I got paid, bitch. Give me the money. I need this paycheck.
God damn.
And Harrison Ford even said afterwards, I'm finished with Star Wars. If Star Wars is finished with me, I can't imagine being as bag, but it is science fiction after all.
I mean, fair point, man, but you hate the franchise this much. Just go your own way, like he did with 1922.
That is true.
Good fucking show, by the way.
I'll have to watch that sometime. Anyway, you and I have watched Rise of Skywalker together in the theaters. It's not that good.
It was shit.
But I will say that one scene where Kylo Ren, or I should say Ben Solo, meeting with Han Solo's ghost, I suppose, was actually one of the few good scenes in that movie.
Considering I hadn't seen him originally die, but I knew he was dead. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't that into Star Wars at the time.
At the time, yeah.
It's just, that's shit writing. I'm sorry, it's shit writing.
I mean, it is shit writing, but here's the interesting part. J.J. Abrams actually approached, as the story goes, he approached Harrison Ford like, hey, do you want to return for a cameo in my movie? And, you know, he gave him the script and everything, and after Harrison Ford went through the script, by the way, you recall that Harrison Ford wanted Han Solo to be killed off because he's not pushing the story forward or anything like that?
Yeah.
He read through the script and he's like, okay, this actually provides character development and pushing the story forward, so I'll come back.
For fuck's sake, Legends Han had more character development.
It's also kind of funny because I remember briefly in an interview, somebody was asking him, hey, did Han Solo come back as a Force ghost? And Harrison Ford
That's not how the Force works.
Harrison Ford just looked at him and he's like, I don't even know what a Force ghost is. I love you, Harrison Ford, but goddamn.
He's an amazing actor. But
He
oh
is.
my god, is he also an asshole?
He is an asshole. I always get the impression that it's more of an act because it's one reason to get people off of his ass and everything.
I mean, Jim Carrey does the same thing, but at least he's goofy.
That is true. Kind of a little bit of a meme side thing, but I can't remember if it was like the Tonight Show or something like that, but they opened like a Q&A for Harrison Ford, and he's like, I'll answer any questions as long as it's not Star Wars. And the first guy that asked a question was like, how are you? He was like wearing a Chewbacca costume and everything. He's like, how are you?
They probably set that up for the bit, but still, that's hilarious.
That is very hilarious, yeah. Harrison Ford, gotta respect the man, but I respect Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher more than him, honestly.
Yes.
But with that little nice behind-the-scenes stuff with Harrison Ford aside, let's go ahead and dive into the character that is Han Solo.
Let's go.
Han Solo, of course, was born on Corellia 29 years before the Battle of Yavin.
You gotta insert the gif here. Well, no fucking shit!
Yeah, he would have been right around 8 or 9 years old when the Clone Wars broke out, which is interesting to think about.
Yeah, it is. Because since you don't get a perspective of a normal civilian during the Clone Wars.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, there wasn't a whole lot people knew about Solo's life back then. Like, there were a lot of rumors and speculation, of course, done by holofilms and documentaries about his childhood, when he became a rebel hero and all of that. All of them are very questionable because, let's just say they weren't credible sources.
And dramatized and everything.
Yeah, dramatize, amp it up for entertainment value and all of that. There was one rumor, or one story more accurately, saying that he was raised by the Wookiees at the age of 7 to 12 after his parents left him. In reality, Han Solo was orphaned at a really young age. And some of his earliest memories were of him being in a Corellian spaceport, where he was found by a criminal named Garrus Shrike. Garrus Shrike is just that mentor figure. Not really.
Everyone has one.
Well, okay, he's not really the benevolent mentor figure. What's a good comparison? I suppose he's a much more abusive Yondu.
I suppose, but it's also like from Oliver Twist.
Oliver Twist. Not familiar with the character.
Please, sir, may I have some more?
Oh, now that you put it like that, okay. But I do remember there was a couple of tad bits where Han Solo vaguely remembered his parents. I'll throw the names of his parents in a little bit. But apparently his mother was actually really kind and warming. And that's the earliest memories he's ever had of his mother, was her warmness.
That's just like people asking, oh, why did Leia remember Padme? It makes sense that she would remember Padme.
That is very true. Solo was one among numerous other vagabonds that Garrus would train to carry out numerous activities, such as pretending to be a beggar or pickpocketing. The classic thieves thing and all that. Gotta pick up
That's exactly what happens in Oliver Twist.
Yeah, exactly. During his time on Garrus' ship called the Trader's Luck, he would befriend the ship's cook, a elderly female Wookiee named Dulana.
Aww.
And Dulana pretty much became a surrogate mother of Han Solo for a good majority of his childhood.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I would think that female Wookiees immediately have a maternal instinct. Like, baby, mine.
Yeah, and from her, it's how Han Solo was able to understand Sheerwook.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so that's a nice little way to explain how Han Solo knows Sheerwook.
That is a nice hand-wavy way to explain it.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, Han Solo would go on numerous scams, illegal activities for Garrus, but along the way, he learned more about his family's heritage, figuring out that he was part of a famous Solo line, as we know from Courtship of Princess Leia. And of course, he briefly ran away from Garrus and found his long-lost aunt, Tiani Solo, and his cousin, Frackin Sao Solo, which is a name you probably haven't heard in a good while.
I recognize it. He is also an asshole.
He is an asshole. What was the name of the Boffin character that hated Gail Akbar? Phalion or something?
Yeah, Phalia.
Yeah,
Phalia.
He's pretty much Han Solo's Phalion.
And it's his own cousin!
Yep, he's one of these days I would love to talk about Frackin Sao Solo because
I have read bits and pieces on him. He's a dick.
He is a dick because number one, Han Solo's aunt was kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, because she did not trust anyone in her family except for droids. She surrounded herself in droids. She was kind of a mad woman, and frackin' Sao Solo took advantage of this and basically sold Han Solo out to Garrus.
Oh, dick.
It's like, hey, you lost something. It's like, thank you, young man. I'm taking you back, Solo. How dare you? But of course, later, Han Solo would learn the name of his parents, who go by the name of Junash and Jaina Solo.
Aww,
yeah,
he named his daughter after his mom.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I wanted to keep a name for a little while, because yeah, he did name his little girl after his mother that he still vaguely remembered in his childhood.
Aww.
It is so adorable, I know.
That's very cute.
I was like, what is the name of Han Solo's parents? Jaina. Oh, now it makes sense.
It's not like they didn't pull Jaina out of their ass.
No, they did not. Han would have many other adventures under Garrus, such as going undercover at a school where he listened to the famous Corellian senator Garm Bill Eblis giving a speech.
Yes, he never shuts up about him throughout the entirety of the Thrawn trilogy. Literally, it's every other fucking scene with Han. Garm Bill Eblis, Corellian hero, shut up!
Oh man, that aside, I would love to do an episode on Garm Bill Iblis. He's such a motherfucking badass. And on another occasion, he would go on a swoop bike circuit where he made an enemy out of fellow Corellian and future bounty hunter Dengar.
I remember Dengar.
Yeah. He was once sentenced to a penal colony for cheating at cards, and there he caught a glimpse of a mysterious man wearing Mandalorian armor.
Boba Fett.
Yeah, that was his first encounter with Boba Fett, was when he was locked up for cheating at a game of cards. Eventually, though, Han would find his chance to leave his life with Garrus behind by stowing away on an automated freighter at the behest of Duana, who wanted Han Solo to have a better life than being a street rat working for this criminal and all that. And she loved Solo so much that when Garrus's goons found out what was happening, she put herself between them and Han Solo as they were taking shots at him.
Aw, Mama Wookiee.
Mama Wookiee, may she rest peacefully in the Force, though.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Even though Han technically didn't have a mom, he still had a mom.
He did have a mom, yeah. And Solo was so moved by this, he promised to himself that he will return the gesture to another one of Duana's people.
Oh, looky, guess what happened?
Yeah, exactly. We're not quite there yet, but foreshadowing.
Yes. Foreshadowing is obvious.
Yeah, exactly. Han Solo would become a pilot under the new alias of Vajek Drago, trying to keep himself undercover and make sure Garrus doesn't, kidnap him again and all that. He would go on a couple of missions for a bunch of Hutts. He would have a little bit of a smuggling gig here and there. Not quite a master pilot as he's known today, just going back and forth for certain jobs. But one day, he would, on a certain smuggling mission, he would encounter the first love of his life. Not Kira, by the way. This is Legends Han Solo. It would be a young woman by the name of Bria Theron. She's pretty much like the Legends version of Kira, if you want insight. She's a pretty attractive looking woman.
Well, in that first picture, she bears quite a resemblance to Jaina Solo herself.
Yeah, she kind of does, doesn't she?
Yeah.
But yeah, like Brea Theron, she's basically like this religious convert who's going to this planet that Solo is traveling with her on. And he kind of finds out that she's been duped into this scam. And he's like, okay, I'm going to help you out. And, eventually one thing leads to another and they fall in love, the classic thing. And during this little bit of shenanigans, Han Solo would accidentally kill a Hutt overlord. Which would
Succeeding upwards.
Succeeding upwards.
Or no, failing upwards.
And this would result in family members of that Hutt putting bounties on Han Solo's head.
Failing upwards.
Yeah. But after saving Bria, she's a fellow Corellian, so he took her back to Corellia, and her father was so thankful for Solo saving his daughter, he was like, you know what? What is your one dream, Solo? And Han Solo's like, I want to join the Imperial Academy as a pilot. That's my one dream. And he's like, okay, I'm going to give you a personal recommendation for you to go to the Imperial Academy on Coruscant. Because, well, long story short, you would need certain qualifications. Yeah, you would need certain qualifications, and Han Solo didn't really have any parents, or let alone a military family to get him into that position. So he got a personal recommendation from his girlfriend's dad. unfortunately, one thing led to another. They were short on funds, and Bria, even though she loved Solo, she felt that she was holding Solo back because she had a little bit of an addiction, and she was depending too much on Solo. And she believed she wanted the best for Solo, let him live his dream as a pilot. So she basically left to get the milk. Not quite get the milk because they never had kids, but she just left and wished Solo the best.
Yeah, that's just she up and left him.
Yep. And that is one of the many reasons why Han Solo doesn't want to have a commitment, because his first love left him.
No wonder he and Leia get along. And 2, no wonder he and Leia ended up together.
Exactly. But of course, Solo got into the Imperial Academy. He was kind of an unorthodox student. He wasn't exactly
He's not a rule follower.
No, he is not. He's not academically smart, but he is street smart. He's a pretty damn good pilot. That's one thing he has going for him in the Imperial Academy. And eventually he graduated to become a lieutenant.
Oh.
Which is actually pretty goddamn impressive. And Han Solo was really excited because he found a place where he could finally belong, where he could have friends, live a life of luxury outside of being a street rat on the streets of Corellia or a smuggler working for the Hutts, that sort of thing. However, destiny had other things for him.
Yep.
So his first assignment was under this Imperial commander who was a little bit of an asshole, and he would buy a lot of Wookiee slaves.
This is basically Jack Sparrow's origin story, too.
Yeah, pretty much.
People ain't cargo, mate.
So, Lieutenant Solo went out to this derelict ship, which had a bunch of Wookiee slaves that were escaping, and he went to the cockpit where a wounded Wookiee pilot was. You want to know who that Wookiee is? Chewie, and his commander was like, I want you to skin that Wookiee. And Solo's like, no, I will not do that. And the commander basically punished him and threw him with the other Wookiees to basically do manual labor. But at one point, Chewbacca kind of rose up and the commander was, about to shoot him with a blaster. But Han came in, saved Chewie by stunning the commander, and both he and the walking cartman got the fuck out of Dodge.
Oh, a very simple way for Legends to explain how they met.
Pretty much, and after...
It's not like canon did it better either, but...
No. But from that simple act with his promise to Dulana, he basically threw away his dream to become an Imperial pilot, because not only was he court-martialed, he was blacklisted as a pilot.
Oof.
No, he could no longer work for any legitimate company.
Not only do you get kicked out of the Imperial Academy, you get kicked out of the Army, that's a dishonorable discharge, by the way.
Yep.
Oof.
So, right off the bat, Han Solo, you could understand why he would go the life of a smuggler, because he can't do anything else.
Fuck the Empire.
So, of course, Chewie had a life debt to Solo, and he declared himself to be his loyal companion. Go off and do smuggling work together. At first, Solo did not like the fact that he had this giant walking carpet walking with him, but after going into a brawl with a barbell who accused him of cheating in a game of sabacc, Chewie actually saved his ass.
Well, no shit. He's like, oh, maybe this 7-foot-tall walking rug is actually a good thing.
Yeah.
Seeing him rip someone's arms off. Oh yeah, he is a good thing.
He is a good thing. And they slowly started forming a close-knit bond. We have bromances between characters like Anakin, Obi-Wan, Luke, and of course Han Solo. Chewie and Han Solo are basically the OG bromance in Star Wars.
Well, not only bromance, they're essentially blood brothers.
They are essentially blood brothers, which is really, really heartwarming to think about with a jaded man such as Han Solo.
I know, it just makes the knowledge of Chewie's death hurt even more.
Yeah, we're not quite there yet, but oof.
Are we even gonna get there?
We'll get there.
We're almost an hour in.
Don't worry, I'll try and speed run through this a little bit. So of course we know Han Solo does smuggling work on Nar Shaddaa. He started up a little bit. He made a couple friends here and there. One of the friends that he made was with Lando Calrissian himself, who is a infamous gambler. And Han Solo, he would actually teach Lando Calrissian how to fly a certain YT-1200, which would be the Millennium Falcon. If you remember, it was originally owned by Lando Calrissian, and yes. Han Solo was really jealous that Lando Calrissian had this beauty of a ship, and it became his _1 mission to finally get it back from him one day. And eventually he did, in a sabacc tournament.
Yes.
Won it fair and square.
At least that was kept constant between Legends and canon, because I remember that in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, Han Solo would go back and forth. He would work in the corporate sector and the Tyon hegemony. One of his most frequent clients is with Jabba the Hutt.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, he would do a lot of spice runs for the Hutt. And this particular job that he ran, he was supposed to run a shipment of glitter stem from Kessel itself. But unfortunately, he was pounced upon by Imperial 40s, so he was kind of forced to jettison most of them into the vacuum of space.
He's like, fuck it, I can't, I have to drop the evidence, bye!
Yeah, and he went on a very risky shortcut through the Maw, which, if you remember, is a shit ton of black holes.
That's why that's the Kessel Run.
Yeah, and he was able to beat the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs by going dangerously close to the Maw.
But he did it.
He did it, and
Loki passed by Abeloth 40 years earlier.
That is very true.
Sup, bitch?
He did the Han Solo drive-by. Now,
and Abeloth's just sitting there like, the fuck?
The fuck? Who is that handsome rogue? But of course, even though that is a very impressive feat, Jabba the Hutt does not give a rat's ass about that. He wanted his spice.
He wanted the glitter stem.
He was like, Han Solo, you slimo, you're going to have to pay back for all the spice that you got rid of. And he hired Greedo to go kill Han Solo for that.
And here is where we get into the debate. Who shot first?
Yeah, the classic debate of who shot first. Watch the Greedo episode if you want more context on that. But no, this is around the time of where, when Luke and Obi-Wan came into the cantina to, find a person to ship him to Alderaan, Han Solo was trying to find a quick and easy way to finally pay off Jabba because, he still had that bounty on his head, and he's still pretty freaking mad at Han Solo for getting rid of all that spice. But little did Han realize that would change his life forever.
Yes, it would.
And go through the entire plotline of New Hope, finds Alderaan in ruins, rescues a princess, goes to Yavin, blows up the Death Star, the whole shebang. Literally the whole shebang.
The first two fucking movies.
Yeah, Han Solo, he was kind of a reluctant participant of the Rebel Alliance. Fun fact, you remember his first love, Bria?
Yeah.
She eventually became an important member of a Rebel Alliance.
Oof.
And she had a brief reunion with Han Solo, but she was a lot more ruthless, and she took advantage of Han Solo and the other smugglers, basically taking their payment and giving it to the Rebel cause.
Oh.
Yeah, she's a very ruthless woman, very different to the kind soul that Han Solo was used to. Mm-hmm. But she did, unfortunately. And Han Solo was very heartbroken about that.
What the fuck else is new for Star Wars? All the romance options died.
All the romance options died, unfortunately. But during his time with the Rebel Alliance, he was kind of an unwilling participant because, he's more of the mercenary and he's more worried about paying off Jabba and all that. But he decided to stay with the Rebel Alliance out of mere convenience. And, they pay well.
Yeah.
And of course, he bonded with Luke Skywalker, who was pretty much like a younger brother to him. You do see that dynamic in Empire Strikes Back. I love that so much.
Gee, no shit. He always calls him kid.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, he has the love-hate relationship with Princess Leia, as we all know the movies.
Well, love-hate. Love-hate, it was more... I wouldn't call it a love-hate relationship. It's more... She recognizes he's so cocky.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't let him get away with it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there was this one funny incident where Leia basically outright publicly declared, or I more accurately should say, accused Solo of being an Imperial spy at one point. And Han Solo was obviously like, what the fuck? And Leia, the only reason she did that was to draw out the actual spy. Classic Leia, I know.
Classic Leia is like pulling the wool over someone's eyes to make the real threat come out.
Exactly. And of course, 2 to 3 years later, we go to the Battle of Hoth. The Millennium Falcon's hyperdrive is gone to shit. They have to evade Death Squadron, went all the way to Bespin, betrayed by Lando Calrissian. He goes into Carbonite. We know the whole shebang. It took an entire year for the Rebel Alliance to finally go out and rescue Han Solo from Jabba's grasp, by the way. And then we know the entire dealio. He becomes the general of the Rebel Alliance. He helps destroy the shield generator to the Death Star on the moon of Endor, get the Ewoks on their side, so on and so forth. And after that, Han Solo became very, very busy with the Rebel Alliance, or I should more accurately say the New Republic.
Yes, because that is when it became the New Republic.
Yeah, exactly. Like he had to deal with Anage, another force from the unknown regions, Warlord Zinj, as we saw in Courtship, Iceholder he had to deal with during that entire novel.
Well, of course, but that was just because that wasn't a big galactic threat like the other fucks.
Yeah.
That's just, you're trying to steal my girl.
Yay, courtship drama, yay!
I love that, though.
I do love that, though. If you want more about Han Solo's...
Go watch the Courtship episode.
Yeah, I love that episode so much. We really need to do book club episodes again. Anyway, and of course, fighting against the Reborn Emperor, because how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Just fucking die already.
Dealing with his cousin, fracking Sal Solo, who was staging a political uprising on Corellia. And finally, the conflict that shook his soul to his very core. The opening of the Yuzheng Vong War.
I was gonna say, no, the worst battle anyone could ever do. Becoming a father.
Well, that too. But unfortunately, he lost his close buddy, Chewie. On this planet of Sorrentipol, where basically the Yuzheng Vong just yeeted a moon at it, and Chewie sacrificed himself to save Anakin Solo, and he just got crushed by the moon.
Yep.
And this drove Han Solo to such a grief-stricken state that he not only did he try to refuse that Chewie was dead, but he actually painted the Millennium Falcon black to mourn him.
Aww.
Here's a little quote of what Han Solo said about witnessing the death of Chewbacca. I saw him. Don't you get it? I saw him standing there as the moon hit Sorrentipol. The air just combusted. He was standing there, roaring, screaming. The light turned him black, just a silhouette. Then it ate into him. I saw his bones. They turned black too, then white. So white I couldn't watch. Then nothing. My best friend. My only true friend. And I let him die. How am I supposed to live with that? How do I get that out of my head? Tell me!
Aww. That's so sad.
Yeah. The Yuzheng Vong War was not kind to anybody, really.
Yeah, the New Republic needs to invest in some therapists.
Yeah, therapists for everybody, goddamn.
Yep.
But of course, after that, Han Solo had to deal with a bunch of other tomfoolery, such as the Killigs. One of the other quotes I remember him saying, which is a playoff off of Indiana Jones, bugs. Why did it have to be bugs?
Huh?
And then after that, he had to deal with motherfucking his own son turning to the dark side.
And killing his other son.
Yeah. And taking care of Alana, who is his granddaughter, more accurately.
I like to think Han was a good grandpa.
Yeah, he was a very good grandpa. Yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much, well, of course, we got the entire shit with the Lost Tribe of the Sith and then Abeloth, but that is where the story of Han Solo, for all intents and purposes, ends.
Because that's where Legends fizzles out.
Yeah, pretty much.
God damn it.
Han Solo, right next to Luke Skywalker and the rest of the original cast of a trilogy. They went through a lot.
Oh yeah, especially when you consider just how immense the Legends continuity actually is. Mm-hmm. They went on so many adventures. It's better than just the hand-wavy bullshit that Disney did for the sequels. It's like, oh, we're not going to actually wrap up the trilogy. We're just going to make them all old and kill them off one by one.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And I do want to top this off because while Han Solo doesn't have as many love interests as Luke Skywalker, the head himbo himself, he did have a good amount of love interest throughout his career. Some of them were pretty much one-offs. I'm going to send you the pictures, but let me go ahead and get back to the thingy-mabob. So the first lady, one of them doesn't have an image, unfortunately, but the first woman who has that crazy hairdo is a fellow smuggler named Sala Zend.
Okay.
Fun fact, she wanted to get married with Han Solo, and he pretty much got the fuck out of there because he's like, I'm not ready for that commitment.
Let's get married. Bye.
Bye. Oh no, let me go get some cigarettes. I'll be right back.
No, just eat my space dust.
And then, of course, there's, let's see, Keita Membeli, another Corellian smuggler, Jessa Vengetti, the daughter of the leaders of a group of tech outlaws, Sana Stratos, who is the other dark-skinned woman. Fun fact, he pretended to be married with her for a scam before ditching her.
Douche.
There's Sala Odala, another smuggler, and Fulania, an executive in the corporate sector authority. So yeah, Han Solo, he's got a body count, let's just say.
Yeah, but at least he didn't have one that was possessed by an eldritch abomination.
That is very true. That is very true. Well, okay, except for the one who he pretended to be married to. He didn't really have any evil exes.
Yeah. Luke, though, it's like, you can't top a Clone Wars Jedi who was possessed by an eldritch abomination who is trying to kill you.
Not to mention the lady Darth Lumia.
That's what I meant.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, you cannot top that with Luke Skywalker with his evil ex. But yeah, after this little overview of Han Solo's chaotic history, to say the very least, what do you think of the man after this?
I had no positive or negative opinion of him at all. He's just kind of like, okay. I'm not really like the cowboy, rubbly type.
That's fair.
Kind of thing. Some people find that attractive. I don't.
That's fair. That's
But,
very fair.
You know, to each their own. He's okay.
He's okay. I do like it, despite how Harrison Ford feels about Han Solo not being that important compared to the other Force users of a trilogy. I do like the fact that there are multiple characters that kind of look at Han Solo and consider him like, how the fuck have you survived for this long, my dude?
Yeah, it's like he's just a regular dude. How is he How is he able to survive this?
And Han Solo,
Pure fucking luck.
and Han Solo basically called it the Solo luck. And even there was this nice little insight by Jaina Solo herself, where she was all like, my dad has surrounded himself by some of the most powerful Force users in the galaxy. He's gotta be attuned to the Force somehow.
Insert that gif here. That's not how the Force works.
But yeah, that is our episode of Can Mayonnaise Kill a Jedi?
Not only our episode, our 5K special.
5K special. Yeah, I decided to, for this very a very monumentous special, to dive into another OG character through a secret poll that I posted not long ago.
Yes.
And of course, Han Solo was the victor. I think it's only appropriate, considering we did Luke Skywalker not long before.
You know what that means.
Yeah. Leia's next.
Yeah, after a while, obviously.
Yeah.
But Leia's next. Mm-hmm. We can't do the original trio without Leia.
Leia, yeah.
I'm going to have so much fun praising Carrie Fisher.
Yeah. Yeah. Going through her story is going to be a clusterfuck like I did with Han Solo.
It'll still be fun.
You know, I'm actually curious how many love interests Leia would have.
We shall see, won't we?
We shall see, because those are always fun to go through.
Do you want to do next announcement here or wait?
You know, I'm going to leave it up to you.
I don't know what we're doing next.
Okay, that is very fair. You probably don't remember. So we had a little bit of a secretive vote from our patron members for the next Patreon episode. The next episode... Now you remember.
Go on.
It's kind of going to be an interesting one, but due to popular demand, I love democracy. We will be diving into... Let's see. Fuck. Why did I forget it already? It's at the tip of my tongue.
Biscuit Baron.
There we go. The Biscuit Baron, the McDonald's of the Star Wars universe. We'll see you there, everybody. Do you have any closing statements, my co-host?
Support the Cantina, please.
Support the Cantina. Otherwise, you're going to get nothing but Biscuit Barons on every corner.
Yeah, support small businesses.
Anyway, this is the way.
Adios.
May the Force be with you. Bye-bye.